Hello, welcome to my video on Indigo Park's absolutely horrid optimization. Before we begin, I don't mean to make this video with intents of degrading Unique's work or anyone else's. But we gotta admit the optimization in this game deserves some heavy critique. You'll see why. The biggest files in the game, which aren't entire maps, are a few textures. This may seem normal, after all, textures are some of the biggest size chompers in games. But it gets really awful once you actually see what these textures are, and why they're as big as they are. What you're looking at right now is a normal map with 8K resolution. It is 99 megabytes in file size. Each of these textures, and their assigned texture maps add up to a total of around 200 megabytes each. That means these 10 textures add 749 megabytes of file size to the game. Almost an entire gigabyte of this game is because of these unnecessary 8K resolution textures. They are so big you have to really zoom in to even see any details. Now that we got those absolute size chompers out of the way, let's move on to the good stuff. The models in this game, although not Banban styled, are certainly not optimized. This tree model is 499K triangles. Each leaf is an independent model, instead of being a plane with a texture. The trunk is also incredibly high poly for absolutely no reason. Although I understand these models are most likely purchased, they are still in the game in their full unoptimized glory, which isn't good for file size or game performance. This palm is probably my worst nightmare. Not only is again, each leaf an independent model, but that trunk is the most horrifying thing I've seen in a while. Every little bump has a huge amount of triangles to make it stand out, and they truly do stand out. But at what cost? 182K triangles to be exact. You may think the high triangle count here is because of the building itself, but that would be wrong. Most of the triangles here come from these quite high poly pillars. And this incredible stone, which is for some reason like this. I know some of you may say that I'm exaggerating and the pillars are fine, but they are too smooth. No game should have an object be this smooth, even less something as insignificant as this. Apart from the obvious junk, which Geese said he would remove, I noticed a pattern with some of the textures for this game. They are way too big. Take this sign for example. It is an incredibly simple text, and yet, it is pretty high on the size list. Although it is nothing serious as the asset is only 6 megabytes, this is a lot for such a simple sign. The sign itself is 3200 times 3200 pixels, which is obviously a lot for what is seemingly a small sign. I would continue to ramble about normal models, but I think you get the point by now. Before moving on to characters, I want to talk about statues, 3 of them specifically. To start off, this Molly statue has a lot of unseen faces. She also has buttons that are too high poly. And overall, way too many triangles. Next up is Finley. As you know, he only appears when you turn on the generator to get the train ride back on. This model is for some reason rigged and has a lot of triangles to allow for bone movement. Same thing with Molly's animatronic, she is for some reason rigged, has triangles to allow bone movement and a lot of triangles on her face. Now finally, let's move on to the last section, and the most optimized one. Even though I do believe Molly has too many triangles, the biggest problem is that she uses 3 models. One with 78 bones. Another with 100 bones. And the decapitation model, which just has triangles on the neck. Considering how detailed Molly looks, which is thanks to her textures, I rate this the second best optimized character. Thankfully enough, the best optimized character is the one that only appears once, that being Finley. Considering all the other models we've seen, Finley's 17K triangle count is really impressive. The only problem is his hair and smooth teeth. This is the number 1 optimized model.
Adderline.
Do not shame me with that common folk name. I am the proud, the prestigious, the professional Lloydford L. Lyon, actor extraordinaire.
Great act, Lloyd.
Of course it was. I'm the real star.
I hope someone learned a thing or two out of this, and that Geese improves many aspects of Indigo Park. I really do find it an enjoyable game, but it's kinda hard to enjoy when your game runs at 2 frames per second. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.